Listen to me. The reason some of y'all ain't where you want to be, it ain't your talent. It ain't your background. It ain't even your lack of resources. You know what's destroying you? It's your mouth, your mind, and your money. You're out of control in all three. Let's start with that mouth. You talk too much. You gossip more than you grind. You speak defeat before you ever even try. You kill your own dreams with your own lips. Your words are either building your future or breaking your future. Some of you speak more fear than faith. You say, I can't. I'm not good enough. It's too hard. And guess what? You just told your spirit to quit before it even started. Control your mouth. Speak life. Speak purpose. Speak power. Even if the situation looks dark, you better speak light. Even if you broke, speak abundance. Even if you hurt, speak healing. Your mouth is a weapon. Use it with wisdom. Now let's talk about that mind. You can't control your life if you can't control your thinking. Some of y'all got $1 million dreams and a 10-cent mindset. You get offended easy. You quit fast. You doubt yourself. You scroll 6 hours on Instagram, comparing yourself instead of investing that time into your gift. You let toxic people plant seeds in your mind and you water them with overthinking. You got to take the trash out of your brain, renew your mind daily. Feed it with books, with truth, with prayer, with discipline. Because if the mind ain't right, the grind won't matter. And last, your money. You crying about being broke, but spend like you rich. You buy things to impress people you don't even like. You investing in sneakers, not skill. In parties, not purpose. Control your money, or your money will control you. Budget, save, invest in you. Get out of survival mode and into strategy mode. You gotta stop living based on what's popular and start living based on what's purposeful. You wanna be successful? It starts with self-control. Mouth, mind, money. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you're trying to become. You gotta stop blaming others and start building yourself. You don't need a new year, you need a new you. And the only way to become that version of you is to control what you say, how you think, and where your money goes. Because hear me, you will never live in abundance if your habits are in chaos. So today is the day. Take the wheel back. Control your mouth. Control your mind. Control your mind. Control your money. And I promise you, your future will thank you. Listen to me real close. Your world is not just shaped by your actions. Not before you ever move, before you ever act, before you even make that decision, you speak. And what you speak creates the blueprint for how you move. So if you're walking in defeat, it's because you spoke defeat. If you're walking in fear, it's because you spoke fear. And if you're walking in confidence and faith and boldness, I promise you it's because your mouth is in alignment with your purpose. Some of y'all out here saying stuff like, I can't, I'm not ready, it's too late for me, or nobody believes in me, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I'm the resources and I'm trying to tell you. The universe is listening to you. Your mind is listening. Your spirit is listening. Your habits are listening, and they're responding exactly the way your mouth is commanding. You gotta stop speaking like a victim if you wanna live like a victor. You walking around planting seeds of destruction in your own future and then crying when no harvest comes in. You telling yourself, I'll never make it out this job. And guess what? You still stuck. You telling yourself, oh, nobody supports me. And guess what? Your energy is repelling every opportunity and every blessing that was sent to elevate you. The power of life and death is in the tongue, and some of y'all are committing slow suicide with every word that leaves your lips. You gotta flip the script. You gotta start speaking different. I don't care if you broke. Stop saying you broke. I don't care if you're struggling. Stop talking like a struggler. You gotta start saying things like, I'm in the process of building wealth. I'm growing every day. Here, but I'm on my way. I'm destined for greatness, even when it don't look like it, even when you're in a storm, even when you feel like quitting. That's when your words matter most. That's when you got to speak the opposite of your situation. You feel tired, speak strength. You feel lonely, speak connection. You feel like quitting, speak perseverance. Because your mouth is the thermostat that controls the temperature of your life. Your mouth tells your mind how to think. Your mind tells your body how to move. And your actions decide your results. See, I don't need to hear your whole story. All I need to do is listen to how you speak for 30 seconds, and I can tell where your life is going. Some of y'all can't go to the next level because your vocabulary is still stuck in survival mode. You talk like someone who's just trying to get by, not someone who's destined to take over. You talk like someone who's just hoping things get better, not someone who's making things better. You keep saying you're tired. Now you feel tired. You keep saying nothing ever works. Now nothing works. You keep saying you always lose. Now you lose. You keep saying you're not ready. Now you hesitate every time opportunity knocks. But when you start saying, I was made for this, I'm getting better every day, my time is coming. I'm gonna be the first in my family to break the cycle. I'm grinding like my life depends on it. Now you start walking in authority. Now you start living on assignment. Now you start attracting the people, the opportunity, the momentum you need to keep climbing. You gotta reprogram your mouth. Stop speaking based on your feeling. Speak based on your future. Stop repeating what the world said about you and start declaring what God said about you. You are more than a conqueror. You are the head and not the tail. You are chosen. You are called. You are worthy, but you gotta open your mouth and claim it. You can't afford to keep speaking like a loser and then expect to win. You can't keep speaking like a quitter and expect to finish. You can't keep speaking like a coward and expect courage to show up. Your words are a mirror. What you speak is what reflects back into your life. When I was homeless, I didn't talk like I was homeless. When I was eating out of trash cans, I didn't speak like trash. I said, this ain't it for me, I'm coming out. I'm getting a degree, I'm becoming a speaker. I'm just unspoken before I ever saw it. That's the game. You speak it, you grind it, you become it, you become it. And let me say this, I'm not saying lie to yourself. I'm saying speak faith. I'm saying speak power. I'm saying speak purpose, because your words create your world. Every sentence is a seed. So if you want a better life, you better plant better words. Water them with belief. Nurture them with action. And watch how your entire existence begins to change. So from this day forward, I want you to pay attention to every word that leaves your mouth. Before you complain, speak gratitude. Before you doubt, speak faith. Before you curse your situation, control your mouth as the gateway to your destiny. Speak like a champion. Talk like a leader. Declare like a warrior. Because when your mouth lines up with your mission, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Let me break it down real quick. Some of y'all are out here losing not because life is hard, not because people are hating on you, not because you lack talent. You're losing because your own tongue keeps tripping you up. Your mouth is the most powerful weapon you've got, and you're using it to destroy yourself. You don't need haters. You got your own voice working against you every single day. Your words are cutting deeper than any rejection, deeper than any setback, deeper than any failure, because your mouth is killing the very thing you were born to build. See, the tongue is small, but it's dangerous. You say the wrong thing to yourself and your whole day shifts. You say the wrong thing in the morning, and now your grind ain't right. You tell yourself, I'm tired. I can't. This is too much. And now guess what? Your energy gone. Your discipline gone. Your vision clouded. You're speaking death when you should be speaking life. You're looking in the mirror every day, and instead of calling yourself a beast, a king, a queen, a warrior, a finisher, you're saying, I'm not good enough. I can't compete. I'm always behind. I never win. I'm just average. And I'm here to tell you, you will never outperform the words that come out your mouth. You can't live a winning life with loser language. You think it's just words. You think it's just talk. No. It's spiritual. Your words are seeds. You speak something long enough, and your soul starts believing it. Your habits start reflecting it. Your energy starts moving in that direction. Your grind starts matching your speech. So when you keep saying you're broke, your hustle shrinks. When you keep saying you're not enough, your confidence shrinks. When you keep saying it's impossible, your creativity shuts down. And then you look around and wonder why your life ain't moving. It's because your lips locked your life in a cage. Some of y'all are living in prisons that your own mouth built. And I ain't talking about just negative words about the world. I'm talking about the stuff you say to yourself when nobody's around. The secret self-talk. The thoughts you don't even realize are damaging you. I always mess up. Well, when nobody ever sees my work, I never catch a break. I'm too old. It's too late. And I need you to understand. Every time you say that, your purpose gets buried a little deeper. Your future gets a little more delayed. your greatness gets pushed a little further out. I'm not saying lie to yourself. I'm saying stop killing yourself with your own mouth. You gotta retrain how you talk. You gotta rewire your tongue. When you feel like quitting, say, I finished what I started. When you feel weak, say, I'm getting stronger. When the pressure's on, say, I was built for this. Stop confirming the pain, start declaring the purpose. You're not the struggle, you're the solution. I don't care if you're broke right now. Don't say it. Say, I'm learning how to manage money. I don't care if you fail 5 times. Don't say I'm a failure. Say, I'm learning from every loss. I don't care if you feel stuck. Don't say I'm trapped. Say I'm trapped. Say, I'm preparing for my breakthrough. Because hear me, the words you speak today shape the reality you live tomorrow. You gotta start being intentional. Speak the future you wanna live in. Speak the identity you're trying to walk in. Speak the victory you're working for. And here's the truth. It ain't gonna feel natural at first, it's gonna feel fake. You've been feeding yourself poison for so long that truth feels strange. But keep going, keep planting, keep speaking power even when everything around you looks powerless. Because eventually your reality catches up with your confession. That's how I made it. When I was homeless, I said I was chosen. When I was broke, I said I was blessed. When I was overlooked, I said I was anointed. When I had no platform, I said I was built to speak to nation. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? I spoke it before I saw it. And eventually, my grind caught up to my mouth. That's the secret. That's the formula. You speak it, then you live it. So I need you to wake up every day and check your language. I need you to correct yourself mid-sentence. I'm not struggling, growing. No, I'm not tired, I'm transitioning. No, I'm not failing, I'm learning. Because when you change your language, you change your leadership. When you change your speech, you shift your spirit. And when your spirit gets spirit, and when your spirit gets strong, your grind gets dangerous. Your mouth is either your greatest asset or your biggest liability. It's either fueling your future or it's financing your failure. You choose. Every day, every sentence, every word. Because hear me, the most powerful enemy ain't the one outside of you. It's the voice inside of you that keeps talking you out of your greatness. Shut that voice down. Replace it. Reprogram it. Speak life or stay stuck in death. You were born to be great, so talk like it. You better hear me. I don't care how many talents you got, how many gifts you were born with, how many dreams you've written down on paper. If your mindset is broke, your life is gonna stay broke. I said what I said. Some of y'all got $1 million potential, but you walking around with a 10-cent mentality. That's the reason you're not elevating. That's the reason you keep starting but never finishing. That's why every time life punches you in the mouth, you fold like a lawn chair, because a mindset ain't built to endure. And I'm not judging you. I'm trying to wake you up. I'm trying to shake you out of that average mindset that's been dragging you down for years. I'm trying to save you from you, because it ain't the economy, it ain't the competition, it ain't your parents, it ain't your job. It's your thinking that's suffocating your success. Every time something gets hard, you start talking yourself out of it. This is too much. I can't handle this. Or maybe this isn't for me. Stop it. You don't need a new opportunity. You need a new mentality. You don't need more followers. You need more focus. You don't need another mentor. You need a mental shift. You're not failing because you lack resources. You're failing because you lack resilience in the mind. You scroll all day comparing yourself to people who've been grinding in silence for 10 years. And now you mad because your journey doesn't look like theirs. Listen to me, that mindset is toxic. It's like having a Ferrari engine with flat tires. You're powerful, but you ain't going nowhere because your thinking is deflated. You can't think small and expect to live big. You can't think lack and walk in abundance. You can't think fear and expect to operate in faith. You got dreams, right? But what do your thoughts look like? What's the conversation like when you wake up in the morning? What are you feeding your mind when nobody's watching? You reading garbage. You watching garbage. You listening to people who don't believe in you, don't understand you, don't even respect themselves. You hanging with folks who quit on their dreams and want you to do the same. And then you wonder why you don't feel inspired. You wonder why your grind feels empty. It's because your mindset is eating junk food every day. You want to level up? You got to upgrade the way you think. You got to start filtering what gets into your brain. You got to check the thoughts at the door and say, oh, if you don't serve my destiny, you ain't welcome here. You hear what I'm saying? You got to protect your peace like it's treasure, because it is. You got to protect your mental state like your future depends on it, because it does. And don't tell me that's just how I am. Nah, that's how you chose to stay. Mindsets are habits, and habits can be broken. Habits can be rebuilt, but you got to be intentional. You got to say, today, I stopped feeding my mind fear. Today, I stopped letting people dump negativity into my spirit. Today, I stopped entertaining every lie that tells me I ain't good enough. You got to talk back to those thoughts. You got to fight them. You got to take them captive. You don't let your master your mind will master you. And when your mind takes over, guess what? Your dreams become optional. Your goals become flexible. You start compromising. You start negotiating with average. You start entertaining excuses instead of demanding execution. That's what a broken mindset does. It makes you a slave to your emotions, a hostage to your past, and a prisoner to fear. But when you flip that mindset, when you rewire it for victory, now you walk different. Now you walk different. Now you grind different. Now you show up with power. Now you don't flinch when life hits. You dig in. You push harder. You stay locked in. You keep your foot on the gas even when you don't feel like it. That's the power of a strong mindset. It gives you consistency even when motivation goes missing. You want transformation? You want elevation? You want domination? Then you better go to war with that weak voice inside your head that's been whispering lies into your purpose. You better kill that voice before it kills your dream. You better speak truth to it every day. You better train your mind like it's the gym. Discipline it, strengthen it, challenge it. Because once your mind is right, your life follows. I'm living proof. I wasn't born with no silver spoon. I didn't grow up with no guarantees. I had every reason to quit, every reason to give up. But I made a decision to control my thoughts, to renew my mind daily, to reject defeat before it ever touched my lips. And that mindset is what brought me from the streets to stages around the world. So the next time you feel stuck, don't go looking for a shortcut. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? Oh! Because your thoughts are either your fuel or your failure. And the good news is, you get to choose. Let me tell you what the real problem is. The real battle ain't outside of you. It's not your job. It's not your parents. It's not your environment. The real battle is what you feed your mind. The truth is, some of y'all waking up every day trying to win with a weak diet. And I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about what you're feeding your mind. You feeding it doubt. You feeding it fear. You feeding it TikToks, gossip, drama, news headlines, garbage content, and then you expect it to produce greatness. Come on, y'all. You wouldn't pour sugar in a gas tank and expected the engine to run. So why are you filling your brain with trash and expecting it to fuel a powerful life? You watching people fail, listening to people quit, scrolling past people complain, and now your energy matches theirs. You starting to believe what they believe, and guess what they believe? That success is for other people. That purpose is too hard. That dreams are just fairy tales. And now you're walking around saying, or maybe I'm doing too much, or maybe I should settle, or maybe this isn't realistic. No, you don't need to settle. You need to starve the distractions and feed your mind with elevation. Feed it with books that stretch your thinking. Feed it with truth that challenges your fear. Feed it with videos that call you to a higher standard. Feed it with discipline, with prayer, with focus. Feed it like your life depends on, because it does. You wondering why you procrastinate so much, why you keep falling off, why you lose momentum every time things get hard. It's because you're mentally malnourished. Your mindset ain't been fed properly. You trying to run a marathon of purpose with a brain full of junk food. You trying to build a legacy while watching people who haven't even built discipline. You got big goals. I respect that. But you need to fuel your brain to match those goals. You need to control the content you consume. Control who has access to your thoughts. Control who you listen to. Stop entertaining clowns when you're trying to build a kingdom. Stop letting broken people speak over your breakthrough. Your vision is fragile. You can't let just anything in. Every day you gotta ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind right now? Am I building myself up or breaking myself down? Am I soaking in wisdom or drowning in noise? Because every moment, every scroll, every word you take in is planting seeds, and those seeds grow. And when those seeds grow into beliefs, they start guiding your decisions. And when your decisions are guided by fear, insecurity, doubt, distraction, you wake up 10 years from now stuck in the same place you were trying to escape. That's why I'm so intentional about what I let in. I don't watch everybody. I don't listen to everybody. I don't listen to everybody. I don't scroll all day. Why? Because I can't afford to. I'm building something. I'm chasing legacy. I'm trying to impact generations. I can't afford to waste time feeding my mind failure when I'm trying to lead my life to victory. You got to be the gatekeeper of your mental space. You can't let depression walk in unannounced. You can't let jealousy park in your brain rent-free. You can't let laziness hang around like a best friend. You got to kick that stuff out. You got to replace it with purpose, power, and possibility. And I get it. Some of y'all grew up around negativity. That's all you ever heard. You can't. You won't. You won't. You ain't enough. I get that. That just because that's how it started doesn't mean that's how it has to end. You're grown now. You've got the power to choose what you put in your head. You got the power to choose what voice you believe. And let me be that voice for a second. You are capable. You are strong. You are worthy. And you've got a gift this world needs. But if you don't feed that belief, if you don't feed that truth, it will die under the weight of lies. That's why I get up early and put something positive in my spirit before the world tries to put doubt in it. That's why I read before I react. That's why I protect my mornings like gold. Because if I feed my mind the right fuel, the day can't shake me. Life can't break me. Challenges can't stop me. My grind is rooted in truth, not opinions. So I need you to stop feeding your brain junk and expecting it to think clearly. I need you to stop surrounding yourself with losers and wondering why your confidence is low. I need you to be intentional every single day about what enters your mind. If it doesn't grow you, don't consume it. If it doesn't build you, don't buy into it. If it doesn't stretch you, stop settling for it. Your mind is the most powerful tool you got, but it can't run off fumes. It needs fuel. It needs direction. It needs vision. You give your body food every day. Don't starve your brain, feed it. Train it, sharpen it, because the quality of your life will never rise higher than the quality of your thoughts. You keep talking about breakthrough, about leveling up, about chasing your dreams. But every time pressure hits, you fold. Every time something don't go your way, you fall back. Every time it gets uncomfortable, you disappear. And I get it. Motivation got you started. But hear me. Motivation don't last. Discipline does. If you want to make it to the top, you need something that don't care how you feel. Something that don't quit when the hype wears off. Something that's still standing when the emotions leave. You need self-discipline. That's the difference between people who live in potential and people who walk in power. You feel like doing it? Great. You don't feel like doing it? Even better, you show up anyway. That's discipline. That's what separates the winners from the wishers. People think the grind is about passion. It's not. Passion is part of it, sure. But passion burns out. Passion fades. Passion depends on the moment. Discipline don't. Discipline shows up when passion don't pick up the phone. Discipline laces up the shoes when passion hits snooze. You waiting to feel like it. You'll be waiting forever. Because success don't care about your feelings. Legacy don't wait for your comfort. Purpose don't adjust to your emotions. You got to get to a point where you move because it's who you are. Not because the mood is right. Not because the energy is perfect. Not because somebody cheering you on. Because you told yourself you would. You move because that's what discipline demands. So let me tell you something about discipline. It ain't sexy. It's waking up before the sun. It's doing the reps when nobody claps. It's studying when your friends are partying. It's saying a no to now because you believe in later. It's sacrificing comfort today to build a future tomorrow. Most people can't handle that. That's why most people never reach their full potential. Because discipline requires consistency. Inconsistency is expensive. You gotta pay with time. You gotta pay with effort. You gotta pay with discomfort. And most people too broke in character to afford it. You keep saying, I'm waiting on motivation. I'm waiting on the right time. I'm waiting for life to calm down. No, life don't calm down. You gotta rise up. You gotta create discipline so strong that chaos can't shake it. You gotta build routines that don't bend under pressure. You gotta develop habits that keep showing up even when your feelings call in sick. Discipline is your anchor when the waves of life come, and they will come. Discipline keeps you grounded. You lose motivation, discipline. You get betrayed, discipline. You get tired, discipline. You get tired, discipline. You feel lost, discipline. You wanna quit, discipline. Discipline is the bridge between the dream and the destination. You can have all the talent in the world, but without discipline, you ain't going nowhere. You say you wanna be great? Cool. Then start acting like it when nobody's watching. Stop needing applause to work. Stop needing results to stay consistent. Stop needing instant wins to stay focused. Learn how to grind in silence. Learn how to keep pushing when the crowd disappears. Learn how to execute without emotion. That's what greatness looks like. And discipline ain't just for the gym or the grind. It's for your mind. You gotta discipline your thoughts. When that voice in your head starts talking trash, you don't let it lead. You don't follow it down the path of doubt. You speak back. You say, I don't care what I feel. I know what I'm building. You take control. You take responsibility. You train your mind like a soldier, not a sponge soaking up whatever negativity the world gives you. Hey, here's the truth. Discipline won't feel good at first. It'll feel heavy. It'll feel awkward. It'll feel boring. But that's okay. You don't need it to feel good. You need it to work, because eventually what felt like pain will turn into power. What felt like sacrifice will turn into success. What felt like limitation will become your liberation. Because discipline don't just build results, it builds confidence. When you do what you said you do, even when you didn't want to, you prove to yourself that you're dependable. You prove to yourself that you're strong. You prove to yourself that you're built different. Everybody wants results. Few want routine. Everybody wants the outcome. Few want the obedience. But the ones who build discipline, they're the ones who rise. They're the ones who outlast. They're the ones who turn goals into legacy. So hear me, from this day forward, don't wait for the feeling. Become the type of person who keeps showing up, who keeps working, who keeps believing. Not because it's easy, but because you decided who you are and you refuse to be anything less than that. That's what discipline is. It's your signature, your stand. It's how the world knows you're serious. So make the decision. Lock in, stay consistent. Because when discipline leads the way, success has no choice but to follow. Let me talk to you real quick. Let me hit you with something heavy. Your money tells the truth about your mindset. I don't care what your goals are. I don't care what you say you value. If I looked at your bank account, your spending habits, your investments, they'd expose what you really believe about yourself. They show me if you're living on purpose or if you're playing games. See, the truth is, you crying about being broke, but you're out here spending like you rich. You complain that you don't have enough, but your money goes to distractions, not development. Your wallet ain't the problem. Your priorities are. You don't have a resource issue, you have a resource management issue. You got a financial leak, not a financial limit. You buying stuff to impress people who don't even check for you. You buying the new shoes, the new phone, going out every weekend, and you ain't invested a dime into your dream. You haven't bought a course, a book, a mentor session, a mic, a license, nothing. But your sneaker game clean though. Your wardrobe lit, your selfie sharp, but your future starving. Starving because you keep feeding your image, not your impact. And let me be clear, I'm not anti-money. I'm not telling you not to enjoy life. But don't enjoy it so much today that you destroy your tomorrow. You out here financing your comfort and bankrupting your calling. You so focused on looking successful that you forgot to become successful. Money is a mirror. It reflects discipline. It reflects vision. It reflects trust. If you don't trust your purpose, you won't invest in it. If you don't value your time, you'll keep trading it for pennies. If you don't believe in growth, you'll keep feeding comfort and you'll stay broke. Not just financially, but spiritually and mentally too. Because the money ain't just about the bills, it's about how you see yourself. You've been raised in survival mode. I get that. You were taught to just make it, just get by, just keep your head down and don't take risks. But that survival mindset is what's stopping you from building wealth, from building legacy, from building freedom. You gotta shift. You gotta stop spending based on emotions and start spending based on assignment. Every dollar you get, ask yourself, does this serve my future or just my feelings? Does this multiply or does it disappear? Does this build or just distract? Because listen, your money is not your enemy. Your money is a tool. But if you don't control it, it will control you. If you don't tell it where to go, it will lead you where you don't want to be. Broke, frustrated, trapped in a cycle. You got to start budgeting like your destiny depends on it. You got to start saving with a strategy. You got to build discipline around your bank account, just like you do in the gym or at work. You grind so hard physically, but your finances are flabby. Your money game weak because your vision game weak. You don't need more income. You need more intention. You want to be free? Then get control. Track every rupee. Know where every dollar goes. Stop acting like it's just $500. No, that's your future you just gave away. That's a tool you could have used. That's a seed you could have planted. That's time, growth, possibility, gone. Some of y'all are in debt, not because of emergency, but because of ego. You got stuff sitting in your closet that you don't even wear. Gadgets you don't use, subscriptions you don't need. All while you keep saying, I can't afford to invest in myself. No, the truth is, you can't afford not to. And I need you to understand something deeper. How you handle money is also spiritual. It shows whether you trust your Creator with what He gave you. It shows whether you believe you were made for more. It shows whether you operate from abundance or lack, from fear or faith, from pressure or purpose. Money is a test. And many of us are failing it every day without even realizing. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to audit yourself. Look at your last 30 days of spending. Be honest. Where's your money going? Where should it have gone? Where should it have gone? What does it say about you? Then make the adjustment. Not tomorrow, not next year. Now, bro, your discipline is, you ain't poor, your priorities are poor. Start thinking long term. Start investing in your skills, your health, your business, your brand. Stack up. Build up. Show your money who's boss. Let every dollar you earn be a soldier that goes to work for your vision. Because once you master your money, you master your freedom. You got this. But you gotta stop spending like a slave and start building like a leader. You say you're hungry. You say you want success. You say you're ready to change your life. But every time you get a little money in your hand, you feed your distractions and you starve your destiny. You're not broke because of life. You're broke because of your choices. Every time you get a chance to invest in your future, you spend it on your feelings instead. Let's be real. The moment that paycheck drops, what's the first thing you do? You upgrade your lifestyle, not your mindset. You buy new shoes, new clothes, new gadgets, but your purpose is still underfunded. Your vision is starving. Your goals are on life support. You out here looking like success on the outside, but you ain't put a dime into becoming the person you say you're trying to be. You're financing your distraction. All the stuff that keeps you entertained but doesn't elevate you. Netflix, DoorDash, junk food, parties, clubbing, online shopping. It's all designed to take from you, not build you. You're trading long-term greatness for short-term dopamine. And then you wonder why you feel stuck. You wonder why you keep having to start over. You wonder why every year looks just like the last one. Because your distractions are fat and your destiny is skinny. And I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm not saying you can't enjoy life. But you're out here throwing feasts for your distractions and leaving your dreams in the corner, begging for scraps. You're feeding what's temporary and ignoring what's eternal. You're investing in escapes, not elevation. You keep saying, I can't afford to go to that seminar, but you have money for that concert. You can't afford a coach, but you found money for that new outfit. You can't afford to build your business, but somehow you got the latest iPhone. You found the money, you just gave it to the wrong thing. You're not poor, you just got poor habits. Don't get it twisted. I've been there. I've wasted money trying to impress people who didn't care. I've blown checks trying to feel good for a moment instead of building something that lasts. I've seen what it's like to be stuck in a cycle of spending, chasing feeling while your purpose dies a slow death. But I had to wake up. I had to look in the mirror and ask, what am I feeding? Because whatever you feed grows, and whatever you starve dies. You feed discipline, it grows. You feed distractions, they grow. You feed your craft, your grind, your skills, your strategy, it grows. You feed gossip, laziness, impulse, comfort, it grows. So when you look at your life and you don't like what you see, check what you've been feeding. Some of you are feeding every area of your life except the one that would actually get you free. You got Netflix, but no notebook. You got the new PS5, but no plan. You got the latest gear, but no growth. You're invested in pleasure, not purpose. And listen to me, pleasure fades, purpose compounds. What you invest in today will either pay you or cost you later. So what are you sowing into? What are you building? And if you don't feed your destiny now, don't cry when it can't show up later. Don't complain about your results when your distractions ate the budget. Don't get mad when doors don't open because you spent all your money decorating your prison instead of building your exit. You want to be successful? Then you got to make some hard choices. You got to start saying no to the things that waste your energy, your money, and your time. You got to stop sponsoring your own destruction. Stop paying monthly subscriptions to your mediocrity. Stop giving away your grind for things that don't grow you. Redirect that energy. Redirect that money. Redirect that attention. Put it in your body, put it in your brain, put it in your brain. Buy the book, take the course, start the side hustle, join the mentorship, stack your savings, cut the fat, cancel the distractions, grow your future. And I promise you, the things you sacrifice today will be the foundation of your freedom tomorrow. While everybody else is partying, you're preparing. While they're buying things that fade, you're building things that last. While they sleep, you're strategizing, Ozzy. And when your time comes, when the harvest hits, they'll ask how you did it. And you'll say, I stopped feeding my distraction. I fed my destiny. This ain't just about money. It's about maturity. It's about decision. It's about being who you said you were going to be. Not once a year when you're motivated, but every day when it's hard, when it's silent, when it's slow. That's when the real ones are made. So make the shift. Look at every dollar and add, does this feed my future or fuel my failure? Choose wisely. Your destiny's been hungry long enough. It's time to feed it. Let me make it real clear. You can't control everything in life, but you better learn to control your emotion. That's right, because if you don't master your emotions will master you. And when your emotions are in control, your destiny is in danger. Some of y'all are losing battles, not because of a lack of talent or strategy, but because you let your feelings run your life like they pay the bills. You can't afford to move based on how you feel anymore. You can't afford to let anger make your decisions. You can't afford to let sadness keep you in bed for 3 days. You can't afford to let fear talk you out of applying, out of showing up, out of fighting for your dream. Listen to me. Feelings are real, but they are not in charge. You hear me? You feel it, yes. But you don't follow it. You think every great leader, every champion, every winner feels like it every day? Absolutely not. You think I woke up every morning fired up, ready to go? Some mornings I felt tired. Some mornings I felt discouraged. Some mornings I felt invisible. But I had to show up anyway. I had to remind myself that emotions are visitors. They don't own the house. I let them walk in, but I don't let them take over. You letting your emotions drive and they're crashing your vision into a ditch. One day you fired up, the next day you done. One day you focused, the next day you distracted. One day you all in, the next day you ghost. That's emotional instability and it's killing your consistency. And without consistency, you'll never reach your potential. You need to stop making permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. You cut people off because you were mad. You quit that job because you were frustrated. You ghosted that opportunity because you felt overwhelmed. And now you're sitting in regret because your feelings were in the driver's seat when your purpose should have been driving. You got to develop emotional maturity. That means you acknowledge your feelings, but you don't become them. You feel discouraged, but you keep working. You feel overlooked, but you keep delivering excellence. You feel sad, but you keep showing up with excellence and energy. Why? Because your purpose is not based on your emotions. It's based on your calling. Let me say this too. Stop using your emotions as an excuse. I was angry. I was triggered. I was tired. So what? You're not the only one feeling that. But the difference between the successful and the stuck is simple. The successful manage their emotions while the stuck are managed by them. They still show up. They still execute. They still rise even when everything in them says fall back. Control your anger. Some of you lost relationships, lost business, lost respect because you couldn't take a deep breath before reacting. Control your pride. You can't grow when you always gotta be right. Control your jealousy. You too focus on what they got and you missing what's already in you. Control your fear. You so afraid of failure that you never even start. Listen, that fear isn't protecting you. It's paralyzing. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying deny your emotions. I'm saying direct them. Use that anger as fuel. Use that frustration as focus. Use that pain as power. But don't let it sit in your heart and rot you from the inside out. Don't let it turn into bitterness. Don't let it slow you down. Use it, then move forward. Because here's the truth. The real battlefield is in your emotional discipline. You think it's about strategy. You think it's about hustle. But the real war is in your heart. It's in your mind. And until you get control of that, you'll keep repeating cycles. No matter how many goals you write down, no matter how many vision boards you make, no matter how many motivational videos you watch. Some of y'all watching me right now, and you already got the grind. You already got the talent. But you're one emotional reaction away from ruining everything. You're one moment of weakness away from destroying what took you 5 years to build. You're one bad decision from having to start over again. But not this time. This time, we grow up. This time, we stop reacting and start responding. This time, we stop blaming and start building. This time, we say, I run my emotions. My emotions don't run me. So when life hits you hard, breathe. When people hurt you, respond, don't retaliate. When fear creeps in, acknowledge it, then move forward anyway. When sadness knocks, sit with it, but don't let it unpack. Because when you learn to control your emotions, you unlock a new level of power, a new level of power, a new level of consistency, a new level of impact. This is emotional warfare. And if you want to win in life, you better be ready to master your mind and discipline your heart. Because the dream ain't just waiting on your talent, it's waiting on your maturity. Let me tell you something that might hurt, but it's going to set you free. You're not broke, you're undisciplined. You don't have a money problem. You don't have a resource problem. You have a focus problem. You know what to do, you just ain't doing it. You know what to stop, but you keep doing it anyway. You know what needs to change. You just haven't decided to get serious about it. It's costing you your life. See, I hear people every day say, I'm stuck. I'm broke. I'm behind. You're not stuck. You're standing still. No, you're not broke. You're mismanaging what you already had. You're not behind. You're just too busy watching everybody else run their race instead of focusing on your own. You don't need more. You need to manage better. You get money, you blow it. You get time, you waste it. You get an opportunity, you fumble it. And now you're blaming life like it owes you more when you haven't even maximized what you already had. Life don't reward intention. It rewards execution. It rewards stewardship. And until you get disciplined with the little, you'll never be trusted with the big. You keep waiting for motivation. You keep waiting for clarity. You keep waiting for a sign. Let me give it to you. This is a sign. You don't need another quote. You don't need another inspirational video. What you need is to lock in, shut down distractions, and finally say, I'm done playing small. I'm done wasting. I'm done drifting. You're not broke. You're spending every dollar the moment it hits your account. You're eating out 5 times a week. You're buying things that don't bring return. You got subscriptions you forgot about. And instead of sitting down and owning it, you say, I just need to make more money. No, you need to make better decisions. And I get it. Nobody taught you this growing up. But that's not an excuse to stay ignorant now. You're grown. You got access to more wisdom in your phone than your parents had in their lifetime. You got YouTube, books, mentors, podcasts. But you rather scroll TikTok for 3 hours than spend 30 minutes learning how to get your life together. You don't need another raise. You need responsibility. You don't need more time. You need to stop wasting the time you already had. You don't need to start 5 things. You need to finish 1. The discipline you've been avoiding is the bridge between your current frustration and the life you keep dreaming about. But you won't cross it until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Until you get tired of telling the same story year after year. Until you get tired of watching others win while you sit in regret. knowing deep down you could have been more, or if only you had done more. You've been looking around when you should have been looking in the mirror. Because the truth is, it ain't your environment, it's your execution. It ain't your family, it's your focus. You keep praying for overflow, but God can't pour into a life that leaks. You asking for more blessings, but haven't even managed the ones you've already been given. You want a platform? Start being faithful with the small space you got. You want a business? Start managing your side hustle like it's a Fortune 500 company. You want success? Then start acting like it before you arrive. Because success don't show up for people who wait. It shows up for people who work. You out here wanting results from routines you haven't even built. You expecting change without commitment. You expecting discipline without sacrifice. And it don't work that way. You're not broke. You're just living below your standard because it's comfortable. But let me warn you, comfort is killing your calling. It's keeping you average. It's keeping you reactive instead of proactive. Discipline ain't easy. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's quiet. But it's the only way. It's waking up before you feel like it. It's telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. It's putting your phone down and picking your goals up. It's saying no when everything in you wants to say yes to the quick fix. It's not that you can't win. It's that you won't commit. It's not that the opportunity isn't there. It's that your habits are too weak to catch it. It's not that you're broken. It's that you won't stay locked in long enough to build something that lasts. So I need you to make a choice today. Stay broke by excuse or get free by discipline. Because once you get your mindset right, your habits tight, and your purpose clear, there's not a system, a circumstance, or a person on this planet that can stop you. You're not broke. You're just one decision away from becoming unstoppable. Everybody talking about leveling up. Everybody's saying they want freedom. Everybody's shouting the next level. But let me keep it real with you. You'll never reach the next level until you learn to manage what you got on this one. You praying for overflow, but you haven't even proven that you can handle a drizzle. You crying for more influence, more money, more opportunity, but you're mismanaging the little bit that's already in your hands. You keep asking for the next stage, but you haven't mastered the one you're on. Hush. Well, that's not how it works. Life don't give you promotions based on potential. It promotes based on preparation and proof. You gotta prove that you can handle the weight you're carrying before life hands you more. You gotta manage your current level like it's your dream level, or you'll never get there. You can't skip process. You can't pray past discipline. You can't jump from I want it, how I got it without walking through I work for it. And the work starts now. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Now, that paycheck you keep saying isn't enough. Manage it like a millionaire would. That 9 to 5 you keep complaining about, show up like it's your name on the building. That small room, that small following, serve them like it's Madison Square Garden. Because if you can't be faithful with few, you'll never be trusted with many. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your mouth, your mind, your attitude, your discipline, your mindset. Some of y'all walking around with a next level mouth, but a same level mentality. You got all the right words, but your actions don't back it up. You speak big, but you think small. You post like a boss, but you manage like a beginner. You say you want to be a king, but you handle your life like a jester. If you want to level up, you got to start living like the next level is already yours. Stop waiting to become that person. Be that person now. You want to be a CEO? Then manage your current responsibilities like a CEO would. You want to be debt-free? Then stop spending like you're allergic to discipline. You want freedom? Then stop acting like a slave to distraction, to emotion, to impulse. Next level living requires next level order, structure, focus, maturity. It ain't glamorous, but it's necessary. You think people just stumble into greatness? No, they manage their season until it multiplies. They steward every second, every dollar, every opportunity. They don't complain about what they don't have. They maximize what they do. And because of that, doors open. Stop thinking you need more to start. You need to manage what you got better. You need to show God, the universe, whatever you believe, that you can handle it, that you're trustworthy, that you can carry the pressure without breaking, the platform without folding, the blessing without wasting it. Let me be real. Some of y'all missed your next level last season. You were right there, but your mindset wasn't ready. Your character wasn't ready. Your money wasn't in order. Your time management was a miss. You had the talent, but you didn't have the discipline. So the doors stayed closed. Not because you weren't good enough, but because you weren't ready. That's the part people don't want to hear. You think it's all about hustle. It's not. It's about management. How do you manage pressure? How do you manage boredom? How do you manage being overlooked, being underpaid, being under-recognized? Because if you can stay consistent in that season, when the doors open, when the blessings pour, you won't fumble it. But if you can't manage the bottom, you'll never master the top. This is why I show up every day like it's game day. I don't care if it's 10 people or 10,000. I don't care if I feel like it or not. I show up with energy, with order, with excellence. Why? Because how I manage this moment determines what I get next. And I refuse to mismanage my blessing and then blame the devil for the consequences. So here's the truth. Your next level is already on the other side of your current level's obedience. You want more? Then prove it. Handle this level like it's everything. And watch how fast the doors open. Watch how fast the breakthrough hits. Watch how fast favor finds you. You don't have to chase next level. You just have to manage this one like you belong at the next. And when you do, next level opportunities won't just knock. They'll kick the door down looking for you. Everybody wants control. Control over their time. Control over their life. Control over their future. But here's the truth most people don't want to face. You can't control your future until you learn to control your today. Yeah, I said it. You talk about 5-year plans, about freedom, about legacy, but your daily habits ain't lining up with any of that. You got big dreams, but your discipline is small. You want success, but you living like your actions don't matter, like you got time to waste. You don't. Let me break it down. Every day you're either building or breaking your destiny. There's no middle, no neutral. You're either feeding the future or feeding your failure. You're either showing up or sitting down. You're either in control or you're getting control. By emotion, by impulse, by laziness, by distraction. And most people, they're slaves to the moment, slaves to the mood, slaves to the mood, slaves to the phone, slaves to people's opinions, slaves to comfort. But the greats, the elite, they different. They got internal control. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait to feel good. They execute regardless. They show up regardless. They show up regardless. They get it done even when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when nobody believes. That's power. That's what separates the winners from the whiners. And listen, control isn't about being rigid. It's not about being robotic. It's about being intentional. It's about being purpose-driven. It's about knowing who you are and refusing to act out of alignment with that. That's the real battle. Not against haters, not against competitors, against the version of you that makes excuses, the version that procrastinates, the version that says I'll do it later, the version that gets distracted, that quits when it gets hard, that scrolls instead of grinds. You want real control? Start with your routine. How do you start your day? You roll over and grab your phone, or you grab your goals. You hit snooze 5 times, or you get up and move. You reactive or proactive. You gotta win the morning before you win the day. Because the first hour, that's your anchor. If you give it away to distractions, to social media, to drama, then don't be surprised when the rest of the day spins out of control. Your energy, your mood, your mindset, it all flows from how you begin. And then you gotta control your focus. What are you looking at? What are you listening to? What are you feeding your mind with? You can't expect to walk in faith when all you consume is fear. You can't expect to grow when your circle's full of people who never evolve. You want to soar like an eagle, but you flocking with pigeons. You want next level, but spending your time on next nothing. That's why your life feels stuck, because your focus is scattered. Control your conversation. Stop entertaining gossip. Stop giving your energy to negativity. Stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Your piece is too expensive to rent it out to drama. Control your mouth. Words create worlds. Every time you speak, you're either building or destroying. You keep saying, I can't, I'm tired, it's hard, it's too late. And guess what? Your body listens, your mind listens, your energy listens. Start speaking life, speak power. Speak what you're working toward, not what you're running from. Control your language like your life depends on it, because it does. Control your money. Stop spending like a slave. Stop consuming like a consumer. Start investing like a creator, like a builder, like someone who sees where they're going. Every dollar is a decision. Every swipe is a statement. Are you funding your future or your frustration? Control your circle. You become what you're around. If you hang with 5 lazy people, it's gonna be devastating. If your circle doesn't challenge you, doesn't sharpen you, doesn't inspire you, that's not a circle, that's a cage. You don't need yes men. You need accountability. You need real ones who call you out when you slack, who push you when you're tired, who remind you who you are when you forget. And here's the real kicker. Control isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You won't always feel powerful. You won't always feel focused, but you decide anyway, you move anyway, you act in line with your goals anyway, because freedom doesn't come from waiting, it comes from working, from deciding every day, I run this. My mind, my mouth, my money, my emotion, my time, he run this. So no more excuses, no more waiting for the right moment, no more blaming life, people, system. You're not a victim, you're a warrior. And warriors don't whine, they win. You want control? Then take it, it's yours. You trying to level up while staying surrounded by people who don't even want to get off the ground. That's your problem. You keep trying to rise, but you're anchored by your environment. And I'm not talking about your city, your school, your job. I'm talking about your circle. The people you text every day, the people you laugh with, chill with, cry with. You think your circle don't matter? That's why you stuck. You can't fly with people who are afraid to leave the nest. You can't grind with people who treat purpose like a side hobby. You can't grow if you're the only one in the room thinking legacy. You surrounded by small-minded talk, lazy energy, bad habits, and you think you're gonna make it out untouched? No way. Your circle is shaping your standard. Your circle is setting your temperature. Your circle is deciding your direction, whether you realize it or not. And let me say this, some of y'all are loyal to circles that are killing you. You're holding on to people out of history, not destiny. But we've been boys since school. Cool. But are y'all building anything now? Are you sharpening each other? Are you growing together or just wasting time together? Just because you started together doesn't mean you're supposed to finish together. I'm not telling you to be arrogant. I'm telling you to be aware. If you're the sharpest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If nobody around you is leveling up, waking up early, reading, fasting, praying, grinding, sacrificing, then guess what? Eventually, you're gonna lower your drive to match their comfort. It's not about ego, it's about energy, about alignment. You were called to build something great, but you keep pausing every 5 minutes to drag dead weight. You keep explaining your vision to people who don't even believe in vision. You keep dimming your light so they don't feel uncomfortable. It's robbing you, it's stealing your fire. It's silencing your hunger. You got people in your life who drain you every time you share an idea. And you keep running back to them like they're your source. They're not. They're your limiter. If they don't speak life, they don't stay long, period. If they don't push you, stretch you, correct you, then what are they doing in your life? Surround yourself with builders, believers, beasts, people who ain't intimidated by your potential, people who clap when you win, not question how you got it. People who are running their own race so they don't have time to hate on yours. You need a circle that calls you out when you slack. That holds you to your word. That don't let you talk about quitting just because it got hard. You need people who have. Did you hit your goal this week? Now I want to go out tonight. People who speak your future when you start acting like your past. People who refuse to let you play small. Because here's the truth. Who you are around is who you're becoming. You hang with gossipers, you'll gossip. You hang with broke thinkers, you'll adopt broke mindsets. You hang with passive people, you'll stop being aggressive about your dream. And before you know it, you've been pulled into a vibe that was never meant to carry your vision. You keep waiting for a miracle, but God already sent it. It's called accountability. It's called elevation by association. You want to change your life? Start with who has your ear, who has your time, who has your trust. because some of y'all are being held hostage by familiarity. Oh, but that's my day one. No, that's your distraction. You're just too scared to be lonely for a season. So you stay tied to people who are quietly killing your dream. But hear me, growth is gonna cost you some comfort. It's gonna cost you some conversations, some invitations, some relationships. You're not being fake, you're being focused. And real growth, it will offend people who are committed to staying the same. That's okay. Let them be offended. You didn't come this far to stay loyal to stagnation. You came to break cycles, to shift legacy, to rise. And sometimes that means walking alone for a while. But trust me, once you get aligned, once you step fully into your assignment, the right tribe will find you. People who love accountability, people who value integrity, people who wake up with fire in their belly and purpose in their step. So do the audit. Look at Circle. Ask the hard question. Who's helping you heal and who's helping you high? Who's pushing you forward and who's pushing you forward and who's pulling you back? Who's sharpening your mind and who's softening your standard? Hopping and down. And once you know the answer, make the change. Don't delay it. Don't debate it. Just do it. Your calling is too big. Your vision is too valuable. Your purpose is too powerful to be watered down by people who don't get it. Protect your circle like your life depends on it, because it does.